Avid reader, avid reader, avid reader.
Yeah!
Good morning, my avid nonfiction readers. How are you today? Did you find some good nonfiction books to read? You remember that avid nonfiction readers, they do two things. If they learn something from the page they're reading, they say, wow, wow. And if they read something and they still have questions, they say, huh? Huh? I don't know about you, but every time I read a nonfiction book, I learn something new and I can't wait to share it with everybody. Did you know I read yesterday about penguins? And did you know that penguins chew up their food and then they vomit it into their babies' mouths? Blech, blech, so the babies can eat it? What? Isn't that cool? Avid readers, when you learn something from a nonfiction book, I know what you're feeling. You're like, ooh, I want to tell someone about that, right? Today I want to teach you that when you talk about a nonfiction book, it's good to say, wow, and huh? But you can't just stop there. I mean, those are great thought starters, but avid readers need to explain what they learned in detail. Remember, we talked about that word detail. You want to explain what you just learned so that other people can learn. And to do that, sometimes it helps to use some fancy words to explain yourself. Ooh, fancy words. When you read about a topic or something that you really like, and you learn a lot about it, you become an expert. Well, what is an expert, you might ask? An expert is someone who knows a lot about something and teaches it to someone else. You know so much about what you learned that you can teach someone else. That makes you an expert. The other day I was talking to Adeline's mom, and she was telling me how she just read a book and learned so much about an octopus, and that she knows so much about an octopus. So if I wanted to learn about an octopus, I could go to Adeline and say, can you teach me? Because Adeline is now an expert. Aren't you, Adeline? And then you know what? I talked to David and Samuel, and we were talking about that Venus flytrap video. Do you remember? Yeah. And they were researching about it, and they are becoming experts about the Venus flytrap. So when you become an expert about something, it's good to use fancy words to try to teach people what you know. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Watch me read this book about honeybees, which are really amazing bugs. So while I read, I want you to notice something. I want you to notice how I hold on to what I learned. I'm gonna use my fingers. Every time I learn something new, I'm gonna add a finger. Before I start reading, let me take a sneak peek at this book. Honeybees. So it looks like this book is going to be a lot about bees. I'll look at the pictures. Looks like they're going to talk about what the bees look like and then what they do. Okay, picture walkover. So listen up and help me learn a lot about this book so I can teach. Honeybees. Honeybees have stripes. Honeybees have 2 antennas. Oh. Honeybees have 4 wings. Honeybees have 5 eyes. I did not know that. Honeybees have 5 eyes? Wow! So far, it looks like this book is talking about what they look like. And I've learned 4 things. They have stripes, they have 2 antennas, they have 4 wings, and they have 5 eyes. Now let's see what they can do. Honeybees live in hives. Oh. Honeybees collect pollen and nectar from flowers. Pollen and nectar. What's pollen and nectar? I'm gonna come back to that. Honeybees carry pollen on their legs in pollen baskets. There's that word again, pollen. Honeybees drink nectar from flowers with their proboscis? I don't know what that is. Another huh? Proboscis? Honeybees use nectar to make honey in their hives. There's that word again, nectar. So nectar is in honey. In the back, it looks like they have a little dictionary. Oh, what was that word, proboscis? Let's look. A part of the mouth that honeybees use to gather nectar. A honeybee's proboscis is long and shaped like a tube. So it's their mouth. It's kind of like they have a straw for a mouth. Okay, well, I answered that question. Remember the one we had right here? So I know that one. Whoop. And look, here in the back, they also tell you what pollen is and what nectar is. Let's learn. Pollen, tiny yellow grains in flower. Oh, so pollen is like the dust in the flowers. Have you ever seen dust in the flowers? That's pollen. Nectar. Nectar is a sweet liquid that honeybees gather from flowers. Oh yeah, like a flower juice. Yeah, nectar. Well, look at that. I've answered that question too. Bees are amazing. That's so cool that they can make honey and that they collect pollen and drink nectar. Wouldn't that be cool? To collect flower dust and to drink flower juice? Now, I think some of the fancy words that we could probably pick from this book to teach other people about honeybees are pollen and nectar. What do you think? I think those are really important to a bee. They want to make honey. And I just learned that honey's made out of flower dust and flower juice. Wow. I can't wait to teach someone this. So I'm going to write some of it down so I can remember. They have 5 eyes. They have 4 wings. 4 wings, 2 antennas. Oh yeah? And they use pollen and nectar to make honey. Now, if I go see my friends, you know the first thing I'm going to talk to them about? Yup, honeybees. And I'm going to say, did you know that honeybees have 2 antennas and 4 wings and they have 5 eyes? And that they drink nectar, which is flower juice? And that they also collect pollen, which is dust from flowers? And that they make the yummiest honey? And they live in hives. I can't wait to teach my friends about this. So, when you're reading a nonfiction book, yes, put in your wow. Yes, put in your huh. But also remember the fancy words. Those kind of words like pollen and nectar that'll help you teach someone better about what you know. So this is your assignment on Seesaw today. Today, I want you to pick out a nonfiction book and learn. And then you're going to be an expert. And then you're going to teach me about what you learned. So if you're reading about an octopus, like Adeline was, Adeline, you can get on Seesaw and teach me about an octopus. Or if you're reading more about plants or animals or just different things that you're learning on nonfiction books, I just want you to record it and to tell me. Just tell me all you know about that subject, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be animals. Maybe you're reading a story about airplanes. Maybe you're reading a story about cars. Or maybe about firefighters. And then tell me all about what you know about them. It doesn't have to be long, just a little recording. I'd love to learn what you know, you little expert. So get to it. Pick a nonfiction book. Use your wows and hahs. Remember the fancy words to help you teach me better. And then teach me something on Seesaw. Can we do that? I can't wait to learn. You're gonna blow my mind.